All right, welcome to the first official episode of the Soft Compound podcast.
Episode number one.
So yeah, I wanted to hop on here. It's officially race week. Finally, we've had 2 weeks off from Formula One, which is pretty unfortunate. We're finally back though. We have the Singapore Grand Prix. It's in the Marina Bay circuit. Obviously in Singapore, we're back for the first time since 2019, when Sebastian Vettel took his most recent win in Formula One with Ferrari. So, like I said, we're back at Marina Bay, and Marina Bay was added on the F1 calendar in 2008. And like I said, it's a street track, and with the combination of it being a nighttime race and the amazing skyline of the city in the backdrop, it quickly just became a really honestly a staple in Formula One. I know a lot of the drivers enjoy driving there. Couple little quick statistics that I found last night that I thought were kind of cool. So one lap is 3.146 miles, so like 3 miles long, and the race total is 192 miles rounded up. So, and that will be completed in 61 laps. And something kind of cool I found, there's 70 gear changes per lap. I don't know. I never heard anybody state that stat, so I had to write it down. I was like, I don't know. And top speed is just about 200 miles an hour, so that's pretty cool. But like I said, it's a super fun track. I actually drove it last night. I have the steering wheel and pedals and shit, so I was driving it on F122. It's definitely like the rate.
I wonder if that 70 gear changes is like an average, or if it's like there's 70 gear changes.
Dude, well, yeah, so I was gonna say I think about that a lot, like when I'm playing the game, or like do they I don't know, is like,
are you missing dialed? Some? Right, yeah, no, I know. Like, are you doing too many, or like?
Right, is it so dialed where every driver goes around turn 3 in second gear, or like, you know what I mean, or like, I don't know. That's a really good point though. I've definitely thought about that, because like when I'm doing it in the video game, like I'm definitely fucking all this shit up. You know what I mean? I'm not
in comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, but
yeah. No, you're
not
definitely
really.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, it's a challenging track, but it's super fun, and I didn't really have any problems memorizing it after a few runs at it, which was pretty good. And then so I was thinking, I had this idea last night too. I think it'd be cool. I was looking up I don't know, some other race lead up videos and whatnot. There's not a lot of content out there. You know what I mean? So when I was driving the track, it'd be cool if we did the right setup. If I did a video of myself driving the track before, because I'm not good at it. So it'd be more of a funny thing as opposed to But then I like to do it because then you can see the track beforehand, and then when you're watching it on TV, you can really know what turn 14 looks like, or when they're talking about certain things on the track, you actually know what the drivers are seeing and whatnot. Definitely gives you a little bit of an advantage. But like I said, I haven't seen a lot of content out there like that.
No, me either.
Yeah, it's cool though. This is definitely one of the most physically demanding tracks on the calendar, and all the drivers were posting all these crazy workouts that they were doing. Leclerc was in some he looked like he was in a big freezer or something like that. Sainz and George Russell are on these bikes sweating all this shit out. And not kidding, past couple weekends, Max and Lando have just been in the club partying, doing whatever, and all these videos made their way on social media, and
fuck it, it's awesome.
It's awesome. I have no problem with it whatsoever. I think it's hilarious because literally I'll be throwing up pictures and whatnot, but they're just I don't know. It just shows that they're human, first of all. But I did kind of have the thought of I wonder how the teams feel about this, having their drivers. I mean, I'm sure they really don't give a fuck, because it's not affecting anything on the track. I don't know. I just kind of had that second thought in the back of my mind, would they want Max out in some club? But I'm sure he's
when you're Max, you probably get a little bit of leeway on stuff like that.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought it was funny that all these drivers are literally posting specifically saying super physically demanding track, got to get ready, got to sweat off all this weight and shit, and they're just out partying and fucking doing whatever. But it's awesome. But couple kind of storylines leading up to the Grand Prix that I wanted to touch on. I've had a few weeks off, so a couple things happened. But first of all, so leading up into the Singapore Grand Prix, Max has a shot to leave Singapore with his second world title. So he needs a lead of at least 138 points after to lock up the Drivers' Championship, meaning he has to win, basically, and other things. He currently has a lead of 116 points. So Leclerc, who is in second in the Drivers' Championship, needs to finish at least 8th to stop him, or 7th if Verstappen grabs the fastest lap, which is an extra point towards the championship. So like I said, should Leclerc fail to do that, Perez could also stop him by finishing in the top 3. So
little teammate action.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it doesn't look like, I don't know, Leclerc should finish in the top 5, top 6, you know what I mean? So he's going to finish. And same thing with Perez. So it's not likely that he leaves Singapore with the title, but it's coming. It's coming for sure. George Russell is also actually mathematically still in contention, but if Max wins, then that takes him out of contention. So yeah, I was gonna say we're at that point. And like I can't even talk like I've been watching Formula One forever because we've been very candid about that we haven't. But it seems like we're at that point now where, you know, we're just kind of looking at other battles on the grid and, you know, just waiting for Max to lock that up. But, you know,
which I feel like will happen in time.
100%. Yeah, for sure. Whether it's, you know, in Singapore or we go to Japan next, or, you know, there's 4 races after that. So we're getting down to the wire for sure. And then, like I said, if things go as planned, we won't see Max win the world title this weekend. Moving on quickly, we have a couple like driver market kind of things going on. So, like I said, it seems as though we're getting to this time of year. This is another time where a lot of things shake up with the lineups for next year. A lot of, you know, some IndyCar drivers, some F2 drivers, some Formula E drivers are now in the talks for Formula One seats that are vacant. Currently, right now, there's a vacant seat at Alpine, Williams, and Haas, I believe. I'm going to double check that because I had a graphic. But yeah,
Fernando Alonso.
Yep, Alonso
left Alpine, right?
Yep, he went to Aston Martin. So yeah, it's Alpine, Haas, and Williams.
Got a cooler car.
Yeah, he got a cooler car, cooler livery. That's like a big. People have been debating why he doesn't, why he wants to race for Aston Martin or why he doesn't want to be at Alpine. Because I don't know if you remember like the whole Oscar Piastri situation. Like he was trying to get out of Alpine too. So people were kind of saying there might be some weird going on.
Yeah, Alpine might not be the place to be at right now.
I guess not. I don't know.
Would make sense considering the past in this.
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. But like I said, so getting into a little more of the driver market, or like, you know, different drivers coming onto the scene. Pierre Gasly is the lead driver at AlphaTauri right now. He's technically signed for 2023, but he's kind of now the center of all the speculation when it comes to Alonso or replacing Alonso at Alpine. Because another thing worth mentioning is that AlphaTauri just signed Yuki Tsunoda for another year. So, you know, they signed Yuki, they have that locked up, but they're definitely going to have to scramble to kind of try to find a replacement if Pierre decides to leave the Red Bull program. And one of those replacements was going to be a driver by the name of Colton Herta.
Indy guy.
Yep. He was going to be the first American Formula One driver. Was super excited about that, or about the possibility of that. And then his dreams of the Formula One kind of been sidelined for now. The FIA declined him a super license, which is, you know, think of it as just like a crazy license. You know what I mean? You need to be certified to drive in Formula One, and it goes by a point system, and he didn't have enough points, I guess. So
yeah, just to also kind of explain the difference between Indy and F1, because the cars might look pretty similar. It's just the F1 cars are built for speed through corners and turns and those quick, tight accelerations, when the Indy car is more just for like higher top speeds and straightaways and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Obviously, cars are a little different too, but they look pretty similar. And I mean, some of the Indy cars look sweet.
100%. No, yeah, IndyCar is definitely no joke. Like it's like
America's F1.
I would definitely describe it as that. And it's a super high level of motorsport. But like I said, it does go by a point system. And I found a graphic. I'll try to throw it up. But IndyCar, like you have to, if you win IndyCar, like you get a certain amount of points, and it's actually not a lot of points towards your super license. So it's kind of a weird system that they have. But that unfortunately for Colton and all American F1 fans, that's how it works. And
would have been cool to have that.
Yeah, it would have been cool for sure.
We were just talking about, I saw a Ferrari F1 car in west side of Manhattan, inside like the Ferrari, Bentley, Porsche dealer, whatever that dealer was. But regardless,
you told me about that. I was like so jealous. I've always wanted. We were just saying though, like I've always wanted to like.
I wonder who drove it.
Race. Yeah, I know.
That's what I was wondering as soon as I saw. I was like, I wonder if that was driven or if this is like a wrecked car they redid to put into a showroom.
Yeah, well, they have they save all of the old models. You know what I mean? So if you say it was a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Like it could have been like the Ferrari F, like whatever F.
Yeah, like how Leclerc crashed the one in Monaco last year.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Or this year, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on a little bit. Still kind of on the driver's market though. Here's where Nick DeVries comes in. So if you missed it, he was massively impressive. He filled in for Alex Albon at the Italian Grand Prix. Alex Albon had like appendicitis, which ended up putting him like in the hospital and had to have some procedure, which was like I guess it was kind of a scary situation for a moment. Obviously, he's all good now. But in his Formula One debut, he scored 2 points, reached Q2 in qualifying, and outperformed Latifi in every way possible. So he definitely made a huge statement and proved basically everything he had to. Latifi is now confirmed out of the picture at Williams, which means Nick is probably a front runner for that seat. Or, like I said, there are other seats that could be filled: Alpine, Haas, AlphaTauri. So there's a lot of options.
He'd be cool at Haas.
Yeah, I would like to see him at Haas. I'm a big fan of his after seeing him at the Italian Grand Prix. I thought, I don't know, it's just a cool story. One kind of interesting thing I found. I guess he had some trip planned to the UK, but he had to cancel it because his passport was at the Japanese embassy to secure some visa. Don't ask me. I don't know how that works. But that basically tells us that he's going to be in Singapore and Japan. Like, these next 2 races are going to be Singapore, Japan. He's going to be there in case any driver on the grid needs a, or not any driver on the grid, I should say. Any driver within the Mercedes family needs a replacement. He would be the one. Yeah, so that's cool.
Little floating alternate.
Yeah, exactly. One kind of last thing I want to touch on was they released the 2023 official Formula One calendar. It is a record long 24 races. So they added another United States race, in Vegas.
This is exciting.
Super exciting.
We might be attending that.
I was going to say, so next year, the plan is for sure we got to go to one of them. Whether it's
something.
Austin, Miami, Vegas.
Vegas would be awesome. I think it'd be super expensive, but I think Austin would actually be probably the cool.
Right.
In my opinion, that's the one I'd want to go to.
Right. We can go to COTA too. The track is awesome.
And Austin's just gonna have it's just gonna be sweet. Right. Everything. Yeah. It's gonna be pretty cool.
I definitely. Yeah. No. Oh man, I can't wait.
Depending on what time of year the race is too, there's Austin City just bought a soccer team last year too. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But regardless,
the city of Austin's awesome. But yeah, so another United States Grand Prix was added to the calendar. Obviously, a lot of people, this is mainly a European racing. A lot of fans are based overseas compared to us anyway. And, people, whatever. Some people aren't happy. Obviously, it's great for us. I'm super happy.
It doesn't get better for us.
Yeah, exactly. The argument that they have is that there are some, older tracks, maybe a little more historic tracks on the calendar that, or that are not on the calendar now that could be, instead of the Las Vegas Grand Prix or whatever, maybe that they would, I don't know.
Got to start somewhere for a new historic track.
Yeah, exactly.
What if something crazy goes down in Vegas and it's wow, we can't wait for next year. Or this track design was too good.
Yeah, exactly. What if they end up really liking the track, really liking the venue, whatever. Yeah, give us a shot here.
Monaco was a new track at one point.
Exactly. Okay, yeah, so one other thing I wanted to say about the 2023 calendar, and this is about the whole calendar in general. The order makes absolutely no sense. So I'll throw up the picture, but the way they travel in order now is just horrible. They go one continent to the other, bing, 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 and the total distance they are going to travel in the 2023 calendar is approximately 133,000 kilometers. And that's if no one goes home in between races.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of races that have a week, 2 weeks off in between. Obviously, drivers are going home, team staff is going home. That's just more air miles. But the big kicker here, right, okay, they have to travel all around the world. There's nothing we can do about that. But if it was rearranged in a better way where we started, on the left side of the world and just ended on the right, we would only have to travel 49,000, 50,000 kilometers.
Even the inverse.
Right, exactly.
Right to left.
Right to left. Whatever works, you know what I mean? We would only have to travel 50,000 kilometers. So
less than half.
Yeah, literally less than half. And maybe something that I did have a thought on was maybe it has to do with the seasons,
it's got
the weather and things like that. But I don't know. It just seems like they could do a little better.
And obviously certain places pay to have certain races and whatnot and to secure certain positions like Abu Dhabi.
Yep.
That obviously paid off really well for them.
Yeah. I was going to say what he's talking about if you guys don't know. Abu Dhabi paid I'm pretty sure a lot of money, obviously a lot of money to have it be the last race of the season. Obviously paid off for them extremely well. But yeah, that's a great point. There's probably so many different factors that we have no idea about, including things like that, where people are paying to have certain races at certain times. So
I can call Toto later and we'll talk about it.
We'll get him on the line. Maybe, get a quick pod, see if he's up for it.
For sure.
But yeah, that's all I got leading up to the Singapore Grand Prix. Just wanted to hop on here really quick. give our thoughts, and yeah, can't wait. Finally, F1's back after 2 weeks, so yeah, going to be up early. I think FP1 starts at 6 a.m. Friday, so we'll be up live tweeting and whatnot. So yeah, can't wait for that. That's all I got. That's all you got.
For sure.
All right. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.